Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi Thorin Alliance. I'm Jacob,
I'm Luke.
and in today's video, we are going to be ranking the Marvel shows on Disney Plus that have been released this year. If you can, like and subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell, smash the like button. It helps the channel. How did you want to go, Luke? Did you want me to do my five and then you to do your five, or go 5-5?
Maybe we go. How about we start with our worst show, what we put at number 5, and then we discuss why we have it number 5, and then you give your rest of yours, and I'll give the rest of mine.
Okay.
So we do it a bit different. Let's try something. So what is your number 5?
My number 5 is probably I'm quite upset about because it had the potential to be number 2, but for some reason they decided to connect everything, and some people might say that's a good thing, but personally, within the title, it's what if, not connecting everything. So from what I just said, what if is number 5, and I just feel like, yeah.
Well, coincidentally, what if's my number 5? That's why I thought we'd do it this way, because I know we have the same number 1 as well. So in number 5, I went with What If, which is disappointing because I, throughout the season, up until the last episode, was loving What If. I thought it was so cool, this premise of these what if scenarios, and you're like, this is so cool to imagine if Star-Lord was Prince T'Challa instead, and all these different things, and then suddenly goes, oh, let's just link it together with the multiverse, and I was like, you just ruined it. You've now turned it into something more than what it needed to be. It just needed to be these fun, cool what-if scenarios. No. So it was tracking to be like my second favourite show of the year, and now it became last. Purely because they changed that. So season 2 could recover that, but it's silly. It just didn't need to link in. It was just like, oh, what if zombies? What if this? And it's like, this is so cool to imagine this. And it could just go on forever of all these crazy ideas. But nah, got to link them together now. And, oh, yeah. We could go on about it. We talked about it in the video. Okay, so give us your rankings from 4 to 1.
Number 4 is Hawkeye. I just feel like it's a fun show, but it does the mantle piece very well, but I just feel like, unfortunately, I'm just a little bit disappointed with it because I just feel like they didn't do Kingpin any justice, and the ending feels quite rushed as well. Like, we get this big, epic final episode, but the final episode just feels rushed, and, you know, they had pretty cool storylines going forward, but I just feel like the murder in it was a waste of time. Some storylines didn't need to be in it, but from there, it's still a good show, and I would highly recommend it, but I just feel like it's number 4 because it develops one character well, and besides that, yeah.
Okay. Number 3?
Number 3 is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I was originally going to put Falcon and the Winter Soldier at number 4, but when I thought about it, I actually think Falcon and the Winter Soldier did. Out of all the shows, I would say you probably don't need to watch it the most because basically it sets up for Captain America 4. But I like the banter between the two main characters. I feel like between the two main leads, it probably does the second best job. The main problem with the show is that out of all the like the villains in the show, they're probably the weakest, like the Flag Smashers. I still don't know what their reasons or what the hell they were trying to do. But besides that, I think it's a good show. Just undeveloped villains lets it down for me personally, and I feel like it makes you look forward to the movie, but you still don't need to watch the movie because for people that haven't watched the movie, they would be like watching Avengers Endgame and going, oh yeah, this is right, he got the shield, and they probably wouldn't even known that Falcon didn't think he deserved the shield, and that's basically what the show was about. And we probably didn't need the Black Lives Mattered thing and the whole political thing that was probably unnecessary, but I still enjoyed it. And yeah. At number 3 is WandaVision.
Are we up to 3?
Oh, sorry, 2.
That's number 2.
Sorry, number 2 is WandaVision. I know a lot of people quite disliked WandaVision. I personally was a little bit confused of where the show was going from episode 1 and 2, but picks up in episode 3. And I just enjoy how the each episode is based on a different comedy, and I think it's cool. And I think the reason why people don't like WandaVision as much is that it's different, and I think because it's the first show, a lot of people were like, what is this show? But I just feel like WandaVision, it's basic once you know what the premise is. Like, basically it's a love story, and it's quite tragic. The main problem is that they bring in Quicksilver just to have a pun or joke for the sake of it, but I feel like they end it in a good way that will lead into Doctor Strange 2 and the multiverse. Really looking forward to seeing how that plays out, and I just feel like the mystery, you'll notice a trend of why I have the shows at number 1 and number 2 is I think the shows at number 1 and number 2 keep the viewer interested in the mystery aspect the best compared to the bottom ones. I just feel like from watching episode 1 to 9 for WandaVision, they did the mystery aspect the best. WandaVision might have not ended the best because the main problem I have with WandaVision is that Wanda's basically the villain, even though there's 3 villains, but there's no consequence for her, what kind of annoys me, because she basically enslaves normal people and doesn't get into trouble. So that's a little bit hard. And yeah, at number 1, I think it was hard not to put it number 1 is Loki. I just feel like Loki is hands down the best show out of all of them. And I was hooked from episode 1. Out of all the other show, I think Loki is the best. Like, starting from episode 1, Hawkeye, not a good starting. WandaVision, it kind of keeps you, oh, what's going on here? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't think it started off that well. Like, Loki did the best from start to finish. And out of all the shows, it's getting a season 2. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston do the best buddy cop situation duo, and it's just the best show. It sets up the next villain in the universe, Kane the Conqueror, or how they call him, the name who shall not be named, or the he who lived. I just think does the best aspect, and it's the best show. You just wanted to keep watching to find out what is going on with the show. The storyline, I think, is the best, and can't say much more about it. I just think Loki defeats every other show, and yeah, gave it the highest rating out of all the Marvel shows, and yeah.
No, I agree. So, as I mentioned, 5, I've got What If. Plenty of problems with What If. Number 4, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier deserves to go there. I think it was cool that it was one of the first mentions of life after the blip and how that impacted the world, but the show was very, very political and became confusing at times. It was a political driven show, whether it was about the Black Lives Matter, whether it's about politics and how they deal with like world hunger and refugees, and it just had so much to it that it took away from the excitement of a show. But you know what, they got to do that sometimes. It was okay. You know, I did enjoy it. It just happens to be 4th on the list because of that.
Do you feel like if they did a better job with the flag smashers to kind of explain, in, like I said, a flashback to show what life was like for them, to make us understand as a viewer, maybe, because that's the main problem.
Well, that's it. I agree. I didn't understand why the flag smashers were the flag smashers. I didn't understand what they were trying to achieve. It was conflicting and confusing. There's probably people out there that get it, and they're like, you're an idiot. But I just genuinely didn't get it. And that, I think, can be a flaw of a show. If they don't make it simple enough that everyone can get it, then maybe they've missed the boat. But, you know, it sits at 4. There was good parts about it, but mainly because Bucky and Falcon are 2 characters I don't care about. And the show didn't make me care about them anymore. It made me go, oh, cool, Falcon's got a new suit and a shield. Like, I didn't come away after caring about these characters in the end. I was like, okay, well, that I feel like it missed it a bit there. Number 3, I'm going to go with Hawkeye. Hawkeye was almost the opposite of that. It was a character that I cared nothing about. Well, what did I say? It sounds bad saying I don't care about them, but Clint, he wasn't the main Avenger. He was always just, you know, like a side Avenger, and like he hadn't had his own show or movie or anything yet. But in this, I leave thinking, no, he was cool. I like him now. Like, I see him differently. He adds more value than I thought. And it ends with a new character in the new like Hawkeye, played by Haley Steinfeld. And it continues it on where she can carry on the legacy and mantle of Hawkeye. So, for me, I gave it a 4 when I rated it individually. And it was exciting, you know. It added something to the Marvel universe, and I was engaged through it. Number 2, I'm going with WandaVision. Yeah, there was some parts in WandaVision that could have been better. I thought the whole fight with the witch was probably not necessary and wanted it add, but I liked it for their individual episodes. It was such a quirky and interesting idea, and it took a few episodes to even understand what was going on, and that was cool. I remember when it first came out, everyone's like, when the first 2 episodes came out, they said, oh, WandaVision's crap, don't watch it, this is so bad, what have they done? But then once it makes sense, you go, that's genius. It's genius. Like, the Malcolm in the Middle episode stands out to me, the Modern Family episodes, how they copy these sitcoms and why they're copying it, like why that's important to Wanda, was really cool. And then it's also set up future movies with Doctor Strange. So that I do really, really like that. And then number 1, the same as Jacob, I've gone with Loki. Loki was one, it set up more movies and more of everything. It's a great setup. Individually, it was awesome. Loki, as a character by itself, he's one of the most interesting in the Marvel universe. He's funny, he's conniving, he gets up to mischief. You know, it was good. There was one episode that was boring in it, and that was about it.
When they're on the train, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's... I don't know if I misread this, but I think that somehow ties into the Eternals, because the planet exploded next to it, and I think that maybe that was part of like a planet blowing up because it was like a celestial being like coming to life, or maybe I'm just hoping that it's linked into the Eternals, but that's what I was thinking. But it really opens up this multiverse idea, which then allows the Spider-Man movie to make sense. It allows What If to make sense. It allows so many things to make sense, and they did a really good job of explaining it, but then leaving enough mystery. Like, we don't understand, is Kang good? Is Kang bad? Is the time police, are they good? Are they bad? Like, it's just all these mysteries, but it's still explained enough. But it gave us enough to keep us wanting to keep watching. And we're left on the cliffhanger of, is Owen Wilson going to say wow? And is he going to get a jet ski?
Yes.
So we're left with two things we thought were certainties to happen in the first season that didn't. So we're going to continue to watch, to wait to see if those things happen. So it is the standout show. I think maybe I gave it a 4.5, even a 5. Yeah, so it was the best show of the year. If not the best Marvel show, maybe the best show to be released this year. So very much looking forward to season 2.
Yeah. Well, thank you for helping, Luke. I guess we shall talk about what shows that are coming out for Marvel that we're looking forward to for next year. So there will be Moon Knight being released, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and I think Secret Invasion. So from those ones, which one are you most excited for?
Probably Miss Marvel. I do like the premise of Miss Marvel, and yeah, that'd be. I don't know much about the others, so purely because of lack of knowledge, I'm going to go with Miss Marvel. What about yourself?
I'm going to say Moon Knight, because basically Moon Knight is Marvel's version of Batman, and I think the actor Oscar Isaac will do a good job, and yeah, I think it will be a cool show to bring a different character, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff coming out in 2022 for Marvel on Disney Plus, so look forward to it.
Well, see you in the next video. Let the force be with you. Bye-bye.